Good morning. We're going to finish up the court series of tarot talks with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups today. The Knight of Pentacles is ruled by Virgo, which is mutable earth. It is the third decan of Leo and the first and second decans of Virgo. So this is a late summer card. This card indicates slow motion or stillness. It's very fixed to earth. Even though it's a mutable card, I feel like the modality is a little confusing because it ain't going nowhere. It's fixed. It's not really changeable. It's very low to earth. It's very, if we're talking about knights, we're talking about the knight that stays back to protect the castle. He doesn't charge. He doesn't really go anywhere. He stays behind to patrol the perimeter. He doesn't venture far from his home. Okay, since it's ruled by Virgo, it's really more, if you look, he's kind of holding the pentacle up and he's looking at it. It's more about analyzing. Virgo is very, very much about breaking things down in their mind. They overthink a lot, but this isn't really so much about overthinking. It's more about analyzing a situation and looking at all of the components of it, and just not so much that, but that blended with taking the time to step back and take a look at the bigger picture. Take a look at everything that makes up the bigger picture. This indicates patience. This card means finishing a task no matter what. It is in for the long haul. And if you think about the elements that embody this card, we're talking about fire and earth. And when there's a fire, everything burns except for the actual earth. So it's pretty, like, it's steady. It's, like I said, it's fixed. Even though the modality assigned to it is mutable, this is a very solid card because it doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing that's going to break it down. It's very fixed to home. So when you get this inverted, I would say it's just something stuck. It's hanging in the balance. But when it is upright, it definitely means slow moving. Like, things are going to happen, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen fast. It's not going to come too fast. There's going to be a lot of mental work that needs to be done, a lot of analyzing, a lot of planning, and that sort of thing. All right, and so the next card is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is mutable water. It's a Piscean card. Knight of Cups is the third decan of Aquarius and the first and second decans of Pisces. So this card is, he's a humanitarian because he has the essence of Aquarius in him. Aquarians are always humanitarians. They think about the collective instead of themselves. They're more about helping and giving back. This card embodies an idealist. Like when you fall in love and you see all of the perfect things about a person and everything seems, you know, great and beautiful, but then eventually, you know, you start to see the things that aren't so perfect. And this card is ruled by the moon. So in a love reading, it talks about not moving too fast and taking the time to understand that your emotions are going to take over at first, and you're going to get that kind of honeymoon phase, and you're going to get that, oh, everything's so perfect. You know, you want to look out for the illusion that the moon brings with this card. If it's upside down, I would definitely say that's definitely a message to watch out for deceit, that someone isn't who they say they are, or they're not presenting the truest version of themselves. Now fire and water are the elements that make up this suit, and it kind of cancels itself out and kind of equalizes itself. So these two cards are the more passive cards in the Knights. He's very gentle. He's not, violent like a Knight is. He's very passive, and he's very loving, and he's very caring, and he's an idealist. And again, if you look at the movement of the horse, in the Pentacles, the horse was completely still. In this card, it looks like the horse is about to stop and get a drink of water. So if you think about the time of the year with both of these cards, with the Virgo rulership, that's as far as like planting, that's the time you're basically just sitting back and waiting for the harvest. Okay, it's very late summer. You're just like waiting for stuff to grow. All of the hard work, the plowing of the earth, the planting, the watering, all of that is done, and you're waiting for the harvest. Okay, so that really kind of means something when you think about the slowness and the stillness of the Knight of Pentacles. Now, with this one, the Cups card, this is the time of the year. Aquarius is the water bringer, okay? It's in February. Even though Aquarius is an air sign, it very much has to do with the rains. If you pay attention in February, you're going to get a lot of snow and a lot of rain. And that snow and rain is going to seep into the earth, and it's going to, bring the hydration that the soil needs and the seeds that are already there need to grow. So in February, a lot of shit is happening underneath the ground already. And if we're talking about the mixture of Pisces and Aquarius, we're talking about underneath. The things that are underneath, that are beneath the surface. Because Pisces, again, is all about deep water, deep emotions. Not so much like Scorpio, where we're talking about the dark side of things and the death. But this is just where things grow. Like the uterus. You can't see a baby growing inside the uterus, but we know that there's water in there. There is a cup-like uterus holding the water, and there's something growing within that uterus. So this also is gestation. This is taking time to water yourself, to give your self-care, also to plan and lend your own energies to help your plans and what you want to grow. Help it through the process. Help it gestate, water it, feed it. So those are things that you want to think about when you look at these cards, is the time of year and how that also affects what they're talking about, because all of it ties in together. All of it is bigger than just a picture. The symbolism, the zodiac associations, alchemical associations, just everything is just so much bigger than just a drawing on a piece of paper. So always think about the time of year you're looking at in these cards and relate it to, you can relate it to predictions, or you can also just relate it to what the card is trying to tell you. So this concludes the Court series. I'll have a summary coming up soon, and then we're going to move on to the twos in the Minor Arcana. Stay tuned and have a great day.